All right, yo, what's good? Today, May 15th, 2024, I'm going to go over the two trades that I put in the Discord, two trades I took, and yeah, we're going to go over them. I'm sorry in advance if you hear a lawnmower go by. I have landscapers right now. I'm going to go over why I took each trade, why one of them didn't work, why one did, the point of having a hard stop, and yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for getting this out late. I had to set some things up. But yeah, I'm going to try to go through this. Um, so you can see here, 5:30. I'm West Coast. So 5:30 we get CPI. Boom, a lot of things gapped up. Meta was on my watch list. As you can see, this today watch list, and then I also have these things up here that I'm always watching: Spy, QQQ, Apple, Microsoft. So I had Meta already on there. I was watching it, so you could see we respected this 476 level, right? Like we literally hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected. And we're also respecting the call trigger right here, which is 475.52, the blue line. Um, so I know, it's pre-market, it's very low volume, but there's still levels that will be respected later on, and you'll see that eventually. Um, so I was watching Meta. Now at the open, remember, I don't remember exactly what the candles did. I'm just basing it off of only what I do remember, and on top of that, what I see now. But I do remember Meta pulled back to the purple line, the 3-minute 48 EMA. We're on the 3-minute chart. So this purple line is the 48 EMA. We pulled back, tested it, boom. So that's usually like a great entry. But I didn't enter because I didn't have anything going. I'm not looking for just random plays. I'm looking for my plays. So we took out the pre-market high, which was a good sign, and we kind of came back down, which is totally fine. Then this is where I started to really watch it because we held the call trigger now. We tested the 13 EMA and we closed above the call trigger. So now it's looking like we might go higher and we might take out these highs or this fib line right here, right? So now I'm watching, and remember, during this time, I'm cycling through all of these charts, right? Like, I'm constantly watching everything. So I'm trying to keep up, but sometimes I miss it. So this actually like would have been a nice spot to add, but I didn't because I didn't see it. So we get the pullback, boom, to the 13, then boom. So now this is where I add. I think I added, if I look at the message, I'll pop it up on the screen right here. At 6:40, I alerted that I bought the Meta 487.5, 1.11 fill. I'm always trading nearest expiration. So I bought it somewhere in between this like 476.10 to 475.80, kind of like this 30 cents right here, somewhere in between here. And I thought we were going to take out the high and then go to this fib and then keep going. And what happened is we went into profit. It was only like 5-6%, nothing. I didn't change my stop or anything. And we kind of just rejected it, came down. I got stopped out here. I alerted it at 6:45 for minus 20%. And that was that. I use hard stops. I don't use levels for day trades, especially when I'm trading two-day to expiration contract. I just go with a hard stop because it makes it easier. So I got stopped out on this. As you can see, sells off, holds yesterday's close, and then it continues to rip for the rest of the day. Now, the reason why this didn't work and the reason why I fucked this up was because Meta was testing last week's close. You can see this is Monday. This is today. It is testing last week's close. We hadn't even come to this level yet all week, right? And Meta did exactly what it's supposed to do. It tested it, rejected, pulled back into the 30-minute, and then ripped. And I've seen it 100,000 times, right? So it did what it was supposed to do. I made the mistake by getting into this when I was also watching Microsoft at the same time. And the reason why Microsoft would have been an amazing trade, not only because it would have been a few 100%, but because it was already above last week's close, right? Which is it's usually used as a key support resistance. So it was already above that. It was breaking through this week's call trigger. So messed up. I shouldn't have taken it, or I should have just taken Microsoft. Instead, I took Meta and lost 20%. So that's the importance of having a stop loss, though. Then kept cycling through charts, found Aapl was on the 5-minute. And Aapl is really interesting because we didn't get much of a reaction from the CPI. It was up like 0.5% compared to things like Tesla, up 2%, things like that. So we didn't get much of a reaction, but yesterday's high right here lines up with today's call trigger, right? And sometimes that happens. It's not supposed to be like that, but sometimes it happens. The ATR levels are just based off of the previous day's close. So it just so happened to be like that. So the reason why I entered Aapl was because you could see here during pre-market on the 5-minute, we held yesterday's close, hold, then we get to the open, hold, and we ripped, and I didn't enter anything, and we kind of just took out these buy orders, whatever was up here, whatever. Then we open up the next one, we kind of get like a neutral candle. You could see on the volume stack, it's like 50-50. It's really hard to see. It's really tiny down there. Kind of just get like a 50-50, but bullish is we hold the close again. Now, if we would have tested it again, I believe we would have probably broken it, but we didn't. Now what we start doing is we start chipping away at what's above us, at the levels above us, right? And I always tell people, if they use Thinkorswim, to use the active trader like price ladder, and you don't have to have all this up here. You can remove it and just use the price ladder, because it's a lot better than the level 2 data on Thinkorswim. And if you don't want to use the price ladder to see where people are buying and selling, you can use time and sales. And this thing will light up as people buy and sell. It's a lot more active during market hours, obviously. So what I was looking for in Aapl was a break of this candle high, right? Because we kept taking a high, right? High, right? We were obviously uptrending. We were just slow grinding, though. If you look at the volume in these 5-minute candles, they're all super similar: 765, 734, 712, 721, right? In the first minute of this candle, 655, we had 200,000 volume, right? So if you do simple math, we're going to end up somewhere around 1 million. It's not going to be exactly 1 million. It might be more, it might be less, but we're going to end up somewhere around 1 million. So what I'm watching was this candle high right here, and we're above the 188.3. So I'm bullish now, right? What happens is we break this 188.37. We broke it. We kind of came back down just like a little bit, and we just kind of bounced like this. But we were proving that we were holding this level. We didn't come up and then come back straight through it like it didn't matter. We broke through it, we came back, and we kind of just went like this. And remember, this is a 5-minute candle, so it didn't just go from here to here, right? There's times in here where you go up, and then you come down, and then you come up, down, and then you maybe come down more, and then up. Like, I promise you, 5 minutes is a lot longer than you think. Half of you can't fucking sit still for 5 minutes. Neither can I. So you could see I entered here, I alerted it, put it up on the screen. I got filled on the Aapl 190s for 0.55, and these immediately, boom, these covered Meta losses. They were up 20%, and then boom, they were up 60% here. Now my target was 189.71. So either way, whatever my target is, I'm still scaling on the way up. I'm playing the percentages, right? I'm not trying to hold for the target every time. There's plenty of times where things don't reach your target, and yeah, there's no point in holding it. So I scaled out obviously along the way. Now I do get a lot of questions about people asking about leaving runners. I really only suggest it if you're trading a lot of contracts, not just like 3 or 4. But if I come here and take off the time warp, go to 1 minute, you could see we didn't break we didn't even get a close really below the 8 EMA, which is this front running line on the 1 minute, right? So a lot of people want to talk about holding runners and stuff. You can see this is the breakout here, 655, 656. Boom, you could even see these volume spikes down here. And boom, we kind of just run. So this little pullback right here was, God, I think like 30% on the contracts. But look, we never even tested the 13 really. We just kind of kept running straight into this. This would have saved you, I'm pretty sure, on the contracts like an extra $10. And they ended up running for 89% here, and then at the end of the day they were up a few 100%. So yeah, that's, I mean, if you have the luxury of holding, you know, runners, I always suggest for intraday only, not for a longer time frame, using the 1 minute, and kind of just trail it like that, because if something's going to run, it's going to run, and it's going to respect the 1 minute. And yeah, you could see you would have squeezed out an extra, I don't know, 20%, 15%, because these were at 89%. So yeah, I hope this makes it easier for people to understand. I hope it's a lot easier for me instead of just typing it. I get to kind of show you why, and this isn't the end of it, right? If you have questions about a trade or questions about something, you can either comment it down below, DM me on Discord, DM me on Twitter, or X. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just end here because I made a video about it. So if you have questions, please ask them. I see them all. I respond to them all. And yeah, I'm hoping this helps people kind of visualize it more. Instead of just talking about it, you get to kind of see it. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions, if you have any type of feedback or anything. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll try to do this as much as I can.